One quiet morning, an animal broke a rule that scientists once believed was impossible. Not once, not by accident. It did it every single day. For centuries, humans divided life into neat categories. Birds fly, fish swim, mammals give birth to live young, reptiles lay eggs. Nature seemed organized, predictable, almost like a rulebook. Then scientists looked closer. The rulebook began falling apart. Some animals refused to fit inside the boxes we created. They blurred the boundaries between species. They rewrote textbooks. They forced biologists to ask an uncomfortable question. What if nature never cared about our rules? The strangest part is that these animals are not rare mistakes. Many have survived for millions of years. Their unusual abilities help them outlive countless competitors. Evolution doesn't reward normal. It rewards whatever works. That simple idea changes everything. Our first rule breaker lives deep beneath the ocean. It has no brain, no heart, no bones. Yet it can solve problems that seem impossible for such a simple creature. Meet the slime mold. For years, researchers thought intelligence required a nervous system. Then experiments challenged that belief. In one famous study, slime molds found the shortest path through complex mazes. They even created networks that closely resembled efficient human transportation systems. Without thinking, they somehow reached smart solutions. How can something without a brain make intelligent decisions? Scientists still debate the answer. Perhaps intelligence is broader than we imagined. Perhaps solving problems doesn't always require thinking the way humans do. Already, one of nature's oldest rules has begun to crack. The next animal breaks an even bigger one. For generations, biology classrooms taught a simple sentence: only birds and mammals are warm-blooded. Everyone else depends on the environment. Then researchers studied a remarkable fish, the opa. Unlike nearly every other fish, the opa keeps its entire body warm using specialized blood vessels that recycle heat. This allows it to hunt quickly in freezing deep water where other fish become sluggish. A fish that stays warm, a rule rewritten. If warm blood evolved more than once, what other surprises remain hidden beneath the sea? Nature rarely follows a straight path. Sometimes evolution solves the same problem in completely different ways, and that is exactly what makes life so unpredictable. The next rule breaker lives in the forests of eastern Australia. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary mammal. Soft fur, a flat tail, small eyes. Nothing seems unusual. Then scientists discovered how it reproduces. The platypus lays eggs. For centuries, mammals were defined by one simple rule. They gave birth to live young. The platypus ignored that definition completely. When early specimens reached Europe in the late 18th century, many experts believed they were fake. Some thought a duck's bill had been stitched onto another animal. Others suspected an elaborate prank. But the creature was real. It still is. The platypus belongs to an ancient branch of mammals called monotremes. Its ancestors split from other mammals more than 160 million years ago. Instead of replacing old traits with new ones, evolution kept both. The result seems almost impossible. A mammal that lays eggs, a mammal with a duck-like bill, a mammal whose males carry venomous spurs on their hind legs. One animal, 3 broken expectations. What does that say about the way evolution really works? Perhaps life is less like a ladder and more like a sprawling tree. Branches split, some disappear, others survive against incredible odds. The platypus is one of those surviving branches. It reminds us that evolution never aims for perfection. It simply preserves what continues to work. Another animal shattered an even older belief. For generations, humans believed tool-making belonged almost entirely to us. Then researchers watched New Caledonian crow in the wild. These blackbirds carefully shaped twigs into hooks. They trimmed leaves. They selected different tools for different problems. Some even solved puzzles involving multiple steps. Their behavior surprised scientists because their brains are tiny compared with ours. Yet brain size alone did not predict intelligence. Structure mattered more than volume. Suddenly, another rule collapsed. Humans were no longer alone in manufacturing tools. The line separating us from other animals became thinner than ever before. Every discovery revealed the same pattern. Nature doesn't respect the categories humans invent. Instead, it experiments endlessly. Sometimes those experiments succeed. Sometimes they rewrite everything we thought we knew. One final animal may be the greatest rule breaker of them all. Death seems absolute. Every living thing eventually reaches it. Or so we believed. Floating through warm coastal waters is a tiny jellyfish called the Turritopsis dohrnii. When it becomes injured, stressed, or old, something astonishing can happen. Instead of continuing toward death, it transforms its adult cells back into a juvenile stage. Then it grows up all over again. Scientists call this process transdifferentiation. No magic is involved. No true immortality exists. The jellyfish can still be eaten by predators or die from disease, but biologically it has found a way to restart its own life cycle. Aging itself is no longer a one-way road. For biologists, this discovery opened entirely new questions. Could understanding these cellular changes someday help treat human diseases? Could studying one tiny jellyfish reshape medicine? Researchers are still searching for the answer. Each of these animals seems unbelievable on its own. A brainless creature solving mazes, a warm-blooded fish, an egg-laying mammal with venom, a bird that builds tools, a jellyfish that can grow young again. None of them broke the laws of nature. They broke the rules humans invented to explain nature. That difference matters. Every scientific rule is really a model, a useful shortcut, a way of organizing what we know so far. But nature is under no obligation to stay inside those boundaries. Every strange species reminds us that evolution is not trying to fit our expectations. It is trying only one thing: to survive. Sometimes survival creates ordinary animals. Sometimes it creates living impossibilities. And somewhere on Earth, another creature is probably breaking a rule we haven't even discovered yet. That may be the most important lesson of all. The natural world is not stranger than we expected. It is stranger than our imagination has learned to expect.